Okay, and welcome everyone to the HQ Extra E-Series, round 4, presented by Command Digital Signage. This particular event's driven a hot lap by the Pedders Suspension Autobahn vehicle, and we're heading on to our hot lap at the moment and running down the front straight, hopefully ending up at about a 1 minute 16 lap. So we brake heavily at about 70 or 80 odd metres here. We're nice and light on the throttle here so we don't get too much wheel spin on the exit. And then we push it out to the left-hand side here before we start going up a little bit of a crest over onto the right-hand side here. So car gets a bit light, cresting the right-hand side of the track, and before we start turning off to the left here. Again, we don't want to be too early on the throttle, but it's pretty hard in second gear here before we sort of shift to top, just as we click the right-hand side ripple strip there and out onto the exit on the left-hand concrete verge there. So heading out into the downhill part of the circuit here. So again, nice and clean on the brakes, and we want to keep nice and close to the right-hand ripple strip on the entry there, which pushes us out wide on the left-hand side of the exit, which is a big long straight for the Wanneroo racetrack here. So big opportunities for slipstreaming, particularly in the racing, but also in qualifying, we can get about a half a second advantage out of that if it's done well. So coming into the dip here, very easy to outbrake yourself and end up exiting too far to the side. Right-hand ripple strip on the entry, left-hand ripple strip on the exit there, but we can't push the car too far over, otherwise we'll get ourselves a penalty. So that's our hot lap at Barbagallo Raceway, and looking forward to race 1. This is the Pedders Suspension race car. Off we go. And the qualifying results for round 4. Something like that, and something as stable as the Pedders Suspension kit that's been around a long time and been a very stable sort of part of the category too. So there hasn't been a lot of change, and that's been quite intentional to keep them as even as they are at the moment, and hopefully for a long time to come in the future as well.
Yeah, Pedders has been with HQs for many, many years. I remember talking to Scott Pedders probably some 10, 12, 13 years ago, I reckon. Went and saw him, had a bit of a chat to him and thanked him, then asked him for some product, as you would. But Pedders has been there for a long time. We need to have a bit of a chat with them, mate, and see what Pedders can do for HQs.
Absolutely.
And the E-Series, and also for the main game.
Absolutely. Look, we've been a big supporter, the HQ category has done, but at the same point, Pedders has been too. So it really would be great to sort of get some feedback from them as to how we can do a better job. And that's a good part about this series, that we have been able to sort of get some communication out there and we're in the public eye, which is fantastic. So again, the car's looking great. The battles are fantastic, and I can't see it being much different when we turn up to the bend and being able to sort of put a 40-strong car field on the grid, let alone when we get to Bathurst at some stage in the near future with a bit of luck.
Yeah, well,